Let's get Sir Major. What's going on, Sir Major?
What's up, Tariq? Really quickly. So I talked to Morgan earlier today, and she was bragging about having your video pulled down and said she personally did it. So when she comes into space and said, "Oh, she didn't know," or her people did it, she actually did it.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and, and the problem is that you go on people's platforms making threats to cause bodily harm and physical injury, and then when they joke back on you, then somehow you're a victim. But check the jumbotron. That's what Morgan Malachi looks like with no editing and things of that nature. So that's Morgan's face, and you all should save that in your phone and retweet that.
Now, Morgan. No, Morgan is here. Morgan, did you?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Morgan, you reported that to YouTube.
Did I report that to YouTube? No,
Oh,
no.
okay. So Sir Major's lying.
Yeah, yeah, he's lying.
So
I
you
mean,
and I
if
did
I
not have
if
a
no, listen, listen,
conversation.
listen, 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 right? If I you okay, you guys already know. I don't give a fuck. I can admit to the things I do. If I did it, I would have admitted it. I would have gotten up here proudly and admitted it. I didn't watch it and I didn't even know it was down because I don't care. This is the internet. You think that I came on this stage and didn't know, Tariq, that you were going to do that? And Sir Major, the next time you post that picture, post the article attached to it because unlike you, my cases freed Black people in Baltimore, which is the reason why I'm loved and respected, unlike you. But I have a question for Tariq, unless Sir Major wanted to say anything else about me.
No, you said enough.
Well, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Sir Major. But go ahead, Morgan. What you have?
Hey. Yeah, so I really, I wanted to know with all of the people that you say shouldn't be included in this campaign for reparations, I wanted to know, have you ever applied that for a political agenda campaign that you won?
Now, who did I say shouldn't be involved? I never said that. I mean, other than
Tethers,
others, yes.
homosexuals,
When did
dead
I? Whoa,
witches,
whoa,
Black
whoa, whoa,
women.
whoa,
I mean, I
whoa.
don't know.
When did
That's
I
what you
ever? No,
say.
when have I ever said that homosexuals shouldn't be involved in reparations? When have I ever said that?
Well, for me, T.S. Giselle came on the stage, and that's something I wouldn't even get into because it's obvious you're homophobic because I'm gay,
How,
so I can say
how so?
it,
I
right?
don't have a problem with you
No,
as
because this
a
is for
people.
me. When you guys do this back and forth, it's like how I treat white people when it comes to racism. I'm not going to. This is not people's court.
What did
This
I
is an
say homophobic about
exchange.
you? What did what? No, no.
Pardon
What
me.
did I say homophobic about you? What did I say homophobic about you?
You talked about straps. You literally went into personal attacks because of who I am instead of sticking to what I was saying. So I don't
Hmm.
have a problem with that because that's typical for
Ma'am,
you
you were
because you do that
threatening.
to Black women. So
No, no,
it
no,
is what it
no, no,
is. No, I didn't
no,
threaten. No,
no, no. You were threatening me. You were threatening to physically harm me, and I made light of it. But yeah, I wasn't homophobic. You were just getting roasted. We roasting like two niggas. You wanted to talk like a man. You got roasted like a man.
you just immediately went back into your pimpantry. But I get it. So I just wanted to know about the political campaigns that you have won.
Right. But I don't want you lying though. But you just lied. I don't, you're using bad faith arguments. You dig? And that's not cool. And you and
I
TS
think it's a
is that
personal
no, no,
opinion, right? It's
no,
my personal.
no, no, because I could be, truth be told, because the people were hitting me up. Some of the you made threats, physical threats against me. I can get a court order against you for the threats you made. You understand, Morgan? If I wanted to be petty, you made some serious threats against me. How you gonna punch me and attack me? You understand? Now, I could be real petty and get peace orders against you. And people were telling me to do that because they were like, this person could be dangerous. But I just made light of it. I kind of made light of it and just kind of had fun with it and said, okay, let me watch. I don't want her to bend your strap on and throw it like a boomerang. So I just kind of made light of it and made fun. But nobody was homophobic. You were the one bragging about how many hoes you get. So yeah, we had a roast session. Yeah. And the jokes were about you. Um, and having a strong face. So, there's a lot of folks with strong faces. Strong faces go beyond gender. So roasting is roasting. All right, don't play that game. Don't say a bunch of reckless stuff and then want to cry foul when the roasting gets hot. All right, and T.S. Giselle really knows better. T.S. Giselle comes in just crapping on everybody, and the minute you start talking about that big, wide, cinematic back, all of a sudden, oh God, I'm attacked. Oh Lord, y'all need to stop. Don't come in trying to roast and then get mad when you lose the roast. What's up, BG? What's happening? Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Man, nice to talk to you, man. I ain't seen you since the FBA rally, man. I wanted to salute you for that, man. I walked up on you at the hotel with the homie, man, but that's neither here nor there, man. That was real good business right there.
Oh
I
yeah,
just wanted to talk about that beware of misinformation stuff they got going on. I don't know if that's the new talking point out
yeah,
the think tanks in DC, but they're gonna need to come with a better one than that,
yeah.
because we need to play into that. Beware. If you don't do the right thing for Black Americans, Black American men are the reason you're gonna lose the election. And it's that
Hmm.
simple. And one more point I just want to make: all these rallies and I guess protests or whatever they're doing on these college campuses is 2 weeks before college finals. You're not gonna see no Black people who are studying for finals out there protesting for some people across the ocean.
Hmm.
So that stuff is like something to change the topic and try to spin the conversation away from reparations. And I'm gonna leave it at that, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody in DC, man. I can't wait to see everybody in DC in June. What's your name? Shiesty. What's up,
Tariq,
Shiesty?
good morning. How are you doing?
What's up, Shiesty?
I'm good. I'm good. Listen, man, I just wanted to touch, the speaker, I can't remember his name. And I think he raised a very valid point because I don't think your movement is doing or is moving the needle the same way protesters in university students are doing. So my question is, besides the spaces, besides the rallies, what actionables are you doing to put pressure on your government, the same way campuses students are pressuring for the definancing of APEC on campuses? What are you guys doing besides the spaces? It's just a question. I'm not fighting your movement because I genuinely really want, for example, the African Americans and the Americans living in South Africa to go back home because they're driving the property rates up. So, what are you doing to make it more conducive or get more movement? Because I don't see anything besides the spaces and the African bashing.
Okay. Well, you have selective viewing and you have selective hearing because I explained earlier what we're doing. The conversation of reparations is in the national lexicon. This is something that is being talked about. They want to desperately ignore it, but we're not letting them ignore it. When you look at these meetings, these town hall meetings around the country where they have immigrants coming in and they're trying to shift the conversation to immigration, you have brothers and sisters on the grassroots saying, no, 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 we want reparations and we want tangibles, and we're not really stomping for immigration like that. This is what we're seeing on the ground. It's not bashing anybody. We're prioritizing what we need as foundational Black Americans. This is going on the streets, in campuses, at meetings, around political people all over the country. We got people like people running for office. Cornel West is talking about reparations. Kennedy is talking about reparations. The Kennedy people, they just invited me to something down in Atlanta. So we're moving the needle. We have the politicians out here talking about it, but we're making sure they're going to talk about it from our standpoint. We got rallies going on all over the place. We're doing what we're supposed to do. So this is not comparable to what's going on with the Palestine thing because there's a war going on right now. So of course there's always war protests, but they're not moving the needle any more than we're moving it. We got this conversation hot right now, and we got this conversation on a global scale, and we have the
Tariq,
and we have the morality capital on our side as well. But go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, I don't know from which perspective, but I mean, I can respect the fact that you want to control this perspective of how you want reparations to be paid out. However, when you look at the global discourse, that is not the global discourse. Every news headline, every newspaper headline is solely focused around what is going on in Palestine, Israel, and also what's going on in American campuses. And mind you, money that you guys are paying for reparations is finding its way into buying weapons funding Israel. So when you're speaking about moving needles, those are people who are moving needles. Those are people, when you talk about talking to senators and whoever it may be, they are listening to you talk, but they're signing off on bills that they empower Israel. So
And we
you
don't.
guys are ready. You are just talking at the end of the day. But you guys, I'm asking, what are the actionable deliverables? Where are you guys tearing up the campuses like you did during the George Floyd protests? That's when the world stood up and said, that's a movement. That Black Lives Matter movement. We can see what they're doing. They are doing the encampments. They are doing the protests. They're calling in the National Guard for these people. My question is on the topic of reparations, as the FBA society, as what you guys are looking for, and not looking. I'm in South Africa, so I have
Mhm.
no claim to the reparations that you guys are looking for. So I'm asking you, what are your people doing that says we are here and we're not going anywhere? Because
Okay.
even when
Well,
you guys do rallies, it's great because you go home at the end of the day. But
right. Okay.
where are you?
Let me talk and let you know what we're doing. Yeah, we're not. You got to be strategic. Everything ain't about tearing something up. You don't tear things up all the time. Sometimes you just got to be a little more strategic. All right, we're not. We don't have to do the same thing we did with the George Floyd situation. You dig? And what the people are doing on the campuses now, they're not really getting as much heat as we got. They're not getting the tear gas and the rubber bullets like we got. But that's neither here nor there. Our thing is we're being strategic with the way we vote. Okay, we're letting them know that you're going to be in trouble as far as the election, because if you don't give us what we need, we're not going to support you at the polls. And that's a problem. We're going to let them know a significant amount of us are going to withhold our votes strategically. And we will let the Democrats crash and burn. And we'll let another political party get into office, and we'll stand up proud and say, yeah, we did that to you. So we're going to use our vote strategically to let a party crash. So that's one thing that we're doing. There's many ways to skin a cat, and that's one of them. And we're going to continue to stay on the reparations kick, because as long as we stay on it, somebody's going to break bread. So we're going to stay on it and keep that talking point in the lexicon. But go ahead.
One last point, Tariq, and I'm glad you brought up the idea of voting, not no, the staying on the couch and not voting, because that was a case in Michigan where that community decided that they're not going to vote for Joe Biden, or they're not going to. I might get my words mixed up. But there was something to the tune of that. But you see, that community, that is that group of people who identify with their ideology that said, we're doing this now. We're not talking about it. We're doing it now. And when I listen to these FBA spaces, it's kind of sad, because we as a country who has come a long way in identifiers when it comes to or let me say African politics, because I know how us Africans using the word black offends you guys, but when it comes to African politics, we kind of know which direction we're going. Well, I'll speak for South Africa, but again, when I look at FBAs, there's so much, again, diversity, which you guys want to admit there is also in Africa, that you guys can't come to the consensus of I mean, besides for reparations, you don't know how you're going to go about it. So do you vote from the couch? Do you guys go get your AR-15s? Like I've heard the likes of DJ Big A Texas say, grab our AR-15s, we're going to go shoot this bitch up. There's many ways to skin a cat, but eventually you have to skin the cat and just stop talking about skinning the cat. But I'll land my plane there. I'll be a
But,
listener. Thanks a lot,
but
Tariq.
let me hold on. But I got to ask you, because see, we're out here, we're making moves. We're 14% of the population. Brother, what is y'all excuse over in South Africa for letting the white supremacists sit over there and run y'all right now? I've been over there, brother. Y'all 90% black people or 90% of the population. What are y'all doing about them minority white supremacists over there running everything, and they got y'all up there funneled in them little townships and shanty towns? What are y'all doing?
I love that you brought that up again, Tariq, because this is another one of the FBA talking points that you guys are not from Africa. You guys are indigenous to America. So what would be your excuse for allowing the Europeans to take you guys over and make America what it is today?
Sir, we're 14% of the population. We are a vast minority, and we have still put in more work and got more gains for black people than anybody on the planet who's black. We have become the literal
And that may
culture
be
of this
true.
country
And that may be
now,
true,
now,
Tariq,
now.
but you're not
And
answering
we
me.
don't hold on, we ain't living in shanty towns, in townships. You are the majority over there. Why are all of y'all in the shanty towns and the townships and the white people are living high off the hog? What are you doing about that?
My answer is in the question that I asked to you. Why did you allow yourselves
Okay,
as
this is
indigenous Americans,
no,
FBA?
no, no. You're
Why did you allow yourselves to
it's
be taken over by
called deflecting. What you're doing is deflecting, and that's what tethers do. Because now you're being a tether. You're deflecting onto us, and you're worrying about what we got going on, and y'all are over there eating bush meat, living in a shipping container with E. coli all up and down the streams in those little townships, and the white people are over there living good, and you're 90% of the population. And when I ask you, what are you doing about it? "Hey, what about black on black crime, nigga? Why you're deflecting so much? Shiesty, why you deflecting? Because all you do,
I was trying to respond but you mute me, and you're
uh-huh.
gonna mute me again, and you're gonna cut my answer.
You're not
It's unfortunate
how,
that we have to
how
engage
how
this way.
come you're 90% of the population and they got y'all living in squalor over there and the white people over there starve?
How are you? But you say I'm deflecting.
You are
We weren't even talking about. We weren't even talking about South African thing. I was actually supporting your
no,
cause and
we're
asking you.
talking about what we need to be doing. And I'm like, bruh, I've been over there. You know I've been over there. I've seen y'all,
I've been over there, and I've been over there. I've been over there, and I still came back. I was over there
right,
for 3 months, and I came here,
right.
and I came right
You
back home.
know we
There's
see
nothing over there.
you. You know we see you. How are you letting 10% of the population whoop down on you and take all of your resources and you're funneled over in them little townships?
How did you let
Oh,
14
okay,
white
okay.
guys on the ship take America over?
That means okay. That means you're too cowardly to do anything, and you want to keep deflecting. Thank you. You can't sit there and say a damn thing about us. The hell you worried about what we doing? We good over here. We're making moves over here. Y'all over there eating bush meat, living in shanty towns, wiping your ass with a banana leaf, and the white people over there eating filet mignon right across the street from you. And you talking about how come we ain't turning up? Nigga, please. How come we ain't turning up? How come y'all ain't turning up? Man, I was over there in South Africa in just disbelief. I'm standing over there. I'm going to these little shanty towns. I'm going to these little townships over there. And like right across the street is condos with white people. I'm like, man, I'm looking around like, what the hell is wrong with these cats? If this was FBA and we're 90%, listen, this is why they got to have military stuff on us. We're 14% of the population, boy. They know we can take over. That's why they have to subjugate our small numbers. They always got to subjugate us. If we were 90% of the population, yeah, come on now. We were 90% of the population and we were sitting up here in shanty towns. Well, we would never let ourselves get into shanty towns. That's another thing. Foundation of Black Americans, we've never, ever, 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 ever lived in shanty towns. We've never done that. Even the slave quarters was better than what we saw over in these other countries when you had people like William Nesbitt and some of the activists who were putting the 14th Amendment together, fighting for equal rights for Black people in the Americas. They went over to Liberia. They came back. They were like, man, our slave quarters look way better than this. We don't know what they're doing over there. What they got going on over there in Liberia and Africa, that's not us. That is not us at all. We've never been a filthy people. I'm not trying to say that to denigrate anybody. We've never been a filthy people. We never lived filthy. We never lived like that. Even the housing projects that people are in, you know, it ain't raggedy like them shanty towns. You understand that you got all the resources under your feet and you're the majority. And the problem is, what y'all don't want to admit over there is that the reason why they're able to sit up there and have y'all in them townships is because y'all still hold on to them damn tribal beefs. People are still over there with those same tribal beliefs. So you don't even look at yourself as a one big unit.
2 years ago, we came here to Washington, D.C., shoulder to shoulder, with our voices raised in unison, demanding recognition, justice, and reparations. That moment was etched into the records of our struggle. And now, brothers and sisters, we are going to return here to Washington, D.C., not merely just to reminisce, but to reignite our spirit of determination, to amplify our voices, and to reaffirm our commitment to the cause. Join me, Tariq Nasheed, here in Washington, D.C. at the Rally for Reparations Juneteenth celebration at Freedom Plaza. We're going to have a vast array of phenomenal speakers, guests, leaders, and activists who's going to reignite that spirit of Majawa that's within us and our lineage. You don't want to miss this event. Go to rallyforreparations.com. That's rallyforreparations.com. Come on down here to Washington, D.C. Be a part of history. Join me. Stand up for yourself, stand up for justice, stand up for your ancestors. Rallyforreparations.com. See you here.